Hi, this is Catherine from Outsource Elite, and as you know, I'm a trusted advisor or a connector between businesses and technology solutions. The idea behind these videos is to showcase some of the top solution providers in the portfolio that I have access to. And today I'm talking to Carter Polsgrove, who is the Director of Voice Sales at Momentum. Hi, Carter.
Hi, Catherine. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here with me today. I really appreciate your time. So why don't you tell me a little bit about Momentum Telecom? Why don't you start with an overview of what you guys have, some of your core solutions, and then maybe how does your ecosystem support businesses in their digital transformation journeys that we're hearing so much of today?
Right. Yeah. So, it's interesting. Sometimes you'll talk to people and they say, I'm not quite heard of Momentum. And you say, well, that's because we don't spend all the dollars on marketing. It's a lot in the innovation of technology and how we service customers and partners. But in general, when you think of Momentum, we've been around for 20 years. And our whole idea, when we get up every day, the thought is, how do we help customers thrive? And what that looks like is our mission. And that is to enable a better, faster, and more efficient communication with businesses, employees, and customers. And that really falls into three categories. And that's going to be connect, collaborate, and engage. And connectivity is internet services. And we're all familiar with that, and we're able to do that on a global scale. And then collaboration around Microsoft Teams and the amazing innovations that we're seeing with Microsoft Teams. And there's a lot of excitement around what Teams is doing. Momentum, being a traditional Cisco BroadSoft organization, has made this transition to a full Teams experience so that we can work with customers and we can help them deploy Microsoft Teams as a phone system, support it, and manage it. So it's a real exciting time around the collaboration piece when it comes to voice. And then engage. This is where a lot of excitement is. When you think of all the exciting things happening around Teams and that platform that is creating an environment where collaboration, chat, Zoom is now all in one single screen, even context. So now you're able to omni-channel, text, IM, phone, your customers, your external partners, internal employees. So it's really revolutionizing how we engage customers and partners. And then when you think of our history of a 20-year-old organization, it's primarily been in voice. So this is a great fit for us when we think of our history and where we're headed with offering Microsoft Teams. Well, over 600 employees, more in about over 70 countries where we can service downtown origination. So, when we think of Momentum and how we can work with your customers, it's that helping your customers through connections, collaboration, and engagement. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fantastic. I really like that. I like that you like your first answer was very customer focused, right? So you have this kind of customer centric approach to, you're not like a sales organization. You're a how can we help you and how can we help you problem solve and how can we be, support you with your engagement, with your collaboration and so forth. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's the thought is that it's not a one size fits all. Not every solution is the same for every customer. Now, we're starting to see some of that, but when you think of the solutions around where we can assist a customer, and when you think of, okay, how do we help customers? Well, first we need to understand what is that environment like today? What are they trying to accomplish? It's one thing to say, here's a price, here's a solution, but what is the end goal? So once we go through this process of maybe replacing your internal communication platform or your contact center or your network, what's the end result? So it's really trying to understand business outcomes and what are the benefits to the organization we're going to be part of.
That makes sense. So if we dig into that a little bit, so what's an example that you can give me where you've had we have like just one of your solutions that you think's had a really good impact for one of your customers. Maybe give us a success story or a case study.
Oh, success stories, case studies, people love stories. And,
Yeah.
in my journey here, when we look at, say, network connectivity, everyone's familiar with network connectivity. Everybody needs network connectivity. So, network connectivity is a vital piece of what we can offer. So the beautiful thing is that we can work with customers and really design a really interesting voice solution for them with context and omni-channel and wrap it into Teams with text and fax. Not only that, we're able to say, let's make sure your network is right sized for this revolution, this change that you're doing. So where I have seen a lot of success with Momentum is we first say, okay, let's design the solution, but then connectivity, having success around a successful deployment. Every network deployment is challenging. When you work with Momentum, you're going to get this for deployment. But there's fun. I find the fun in those success stories. And one in particular was a team solution that we recently won and deployed. It was a large organization, thousands of users using texting, faxing with a legacy UCaaS provider. They were running Microsoft Teams for their internal communication and chat, and also paying for a traditional UCaaS. And just like most organizations, they're looking at this going, why are we spending X dollars here and X dollars here? We really needed one solution to make it easier for our end users and save some money. So we were able to come in and show them a Momentum solution leveraging Microsoft Teams, texting, with fax. And the real value add is how we support them. So it's not only here's the services, but here's how we're going to navigate you to this new solution. So it's the discovery of where you are, and then implementation of thousands of users is no easy. So one part of that, the success in that, is we were able to do it within a very short period of time. They had a time frame they had to hit. It was a couple months. So we were able to migrate this customer off of legacy UCaaS all into a full Teams experience. And here's the amazing thing is the end user impact was all beneficial as the end users were already using Teams. So there wasn't any necessarily new training other than here are a few new things that you can do inside of Teams. So it was a beautiful thing to see how we were able to help them declutter their desktop, lots of applications, and improve the overall customer experience and user experience, and then overall just company as a whole really found a lot of value.
Yeah, I can imagine for sure by just that simple integration and kind of crunching down that tech stack. You kind of answered my next question without me even asking it.
Okay.
I was going to ask you how your solutions benefit customers in terms of efficiency, cost savings, and overall performance. So that's kind of awesome that you got ahead of that. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so we have seen a significant improvement with voice projects. Anyone watching this or anyone in the experience deploying UCaaS solutions, I say UCaaS, I find that to be kind of a term that's dead. Unified Communications is a old term we used to use. Reality is that it's all one solution and with Microsoft Teams. And so when we look at the improvements that have come with Microsoft Teams and the speed or time to value, and when we look at, okay, so we want to go to Microsoft Teams, a deployment process is nothing like a traditional UCaaS. UCaaS deployment, say you had an on-prem phone system and you wanted to move away to a traditional UCaaS cloud. That process could take a year, depending on your size, due to having to build users, user training, going on site. Well, Teams deployment, time to value can be as quickly as 30 days, thousands of users, because boarding process is faster, Azure services, users are assist using Microsoft Teams. So there are instances where we need SIP gateways, door access, and other things, and we're putting phones on desk. But overall, impact, where we find efficiencies, is the speed at which we're able to move customers away from that legacy environment, and that time to value. They find that value so a lot quicker, and you're not having to double pay for months on end. Where that's what you would traditionally see in traditional UCaaS deployments.
That makes sense. And I imagine also that somewhat familiarity with Microsoft Teams, even if it's not Teams Phone, that the company already had would also enhance some of the efficiencies there as well with, the admins being okay or reasonably familiar with how Teams works.
Oh, without doubt. I mean, you ask any large organization, there's something like 320 million users on Teams today.
Right.
So Microsoft has reached the saturation point with end users using their services. When you look at how many users are actually using the PSTN connectivity and leveraging the feature-rich platform that is Teams for a phone system, it's a very small number. So we're looking at this going, there's a lot of greenfield here to go grab in the marketplace. So we're real excited.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Carter. That's all we've got time for today. Join us next time when we're talking about changes in the channel with Carter from Momentum. Thanks, Carter.
Thanks, Catherine.